But ask me how it is going. Just ask me. See how is it going, and I will have a whole episode to write for you. The brightness of this day has given me the opportunity to bring you this video. Welcome back to my channel, Winging It with AC. My name is AC. So we are here to bring you a 7 month update. So 7 months update, whatever the brothel is. Okay. So let me just confess that I actually did shoot a 6-month update 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and then I ended up never editing it nor posting it because I wasn't too happy with the way it looked. And I'm hoping that my camera doesn't do what it was doing the other time. And then I missed out a few points, and I was like, I just wasn't satisfied with the video. So I was going to edit it, and then I realized that, you know what, yesterday he turned 7 months, so let's just do 7-month updates and just film the whole thing again. So yes, your boy, our area chairman, no, Sarah is the area chairman, but anyway, our area chairman, our little manche, our little cuckoo is 7 months old to the glory of God, and we are here to start his development, to see where that little human has gotten to today. Okay, so I just wrote down things so I won't forget certain things. And first of all, we are sitting up without support, so we can sit now. Actually, 2 weeks ago, it wasn't last week, yeah, the week before, he started sitting up without support after he turned 6 months. So let's say like a week after he officially turned 6 months. And then even as of 2 weeks ago, he was a little wobbly, so you put him on the floor to sit down, and then he'll be wobbly, and then by the time you realize he's falling back, he was when he falls back, it's exactly funny, or plops down to his side. But now he doesn't do that anymore. So now he's actually very stable when he's sitting down. When you put him on the floor or even on the bed, like, he's stable, he's not wobbly and then falling back. So that's number one. He's rolling over. He started rolling over just about when he turned 6 months. So yes, it's a big deal for little humans to roll over. For some reason, I was really looking forward to it. I don't know why. So when I noticed that he would actually roll over, then I just got excited. I got excited. The only thing about them rolling over is that diaper change becomes an extreme sport. I'll try and find a meme that I use on Instagram. Listen, now when you're trying to change their diaper, when they can roll over, you are holding their legs up trying to clean them up, and then they're also trying to roll over. It can be so annoying and frustrating. But yes, our little human is rolling over now. Crawling. I'm not even sure he's crawling. Let's just put it that way. The Lord made all creatures great and small, made everyone to walk uniquely, and in this case, crawl uniquely. Little Manche has decided that crawling on his knees is not for him. So mostly when he's crawling on his stomach, and so it's like he will use his 2 hands to pull himself, like, on the floor, so dragging himself. He attempts to crawl on his knees, but it's like when he gets onto his knees, he's not sure how to move. I'm guessing that maybe eventually he'll start crawling on his knees, but I suspect he probably won't. It's either he does that, or he has his 2 hands down on the floor, and then he raises his feet. So instead of being on his hands and knees, he's on his hands and feet, as if he's trying to stand, and so I don't know if maybe because he watches Sarah a lot, he wants to be able to, he probably will skip crawling for long and just go to standing and walking, because right now when I hold his hands and try to guide him to walk, he actually takes steps, and I know that walking reflex, when they are born they have it, but apparently it disappears, and then when they are ready to walk or something, it comes back, something. So I don't know if this is a sign that this human being wants to walk earlier than intended, or no sinister, I don't know. But yes, we are crawling. Now I can say he should come, and he would actually make the efforts to come. The other day we're trying to, that is a whole story on its own. What is the word? Sleep train or something. Let me just pause. That's one here. But the point is, I was in the bathroom and we had put his mattress on the floor, and by the time I realized, his cries were literally by the bathroom door. So it's like the human being had moved down because he knew I was in the bathroom. Yeah, listen, the sleep training is not intentional. I don't know, but I'll talk about my woes as to why I was trying to do that in the first place. Okay, and it has to do with breastfeeding. So let's end that here. Okay, now cuckoo one, no size. We are eating now. We started weaning at 6 months. We've introduced solids. But ask me how it is going. Just ask me. See how is it going? And I will have a whole episode to write for you. A whole thesis. I will write for you. Kuku has decided that food is not his portion. It is only milk that is his portion. He will not eat. Because the crying that he can cry when you are trying to feed him. Hey. Cuckoo. The fighting he can fight with you when you are trying to feed him. I'm even tired. I've given up. I don't know what to do, honestly. So we started with I started with purees, like the way, honestly, I'm just going by my rule book with Sarah and what I did when it came to weaning, you know. So we've done pureed banana, we've done pureed pawpaw, we've done pureed carrots. I think I'm missing something. And then we've done Hausa cocoa, that's the baby friendly one, as they call it, so it doesn't have too much spice in it, or it doesn't even have any pepper, I guess. And then I guess the spices are toned down. We've done corn dough porridge. I bought some cereals from the mother care shop. It's kind of like Cerelac, but it's from the Purity brand, and I think it's finer than Cerelac, the texture of Cerelac. So I bought 2 different ones. Hey, the way we cry. In the beginning, there was a time where I actually had to sing. Like when you sing, he will stop crying, he will stop fighting, and then he'll eat. So there was a day, Serum and I was singing and singing, and so the nanny was feeding him, and I was singing and singing and singing, and Serum was just dancing. The Serum there was just a happy moment for him. He was dancing and jumping and singing to Kuku finish this food. So I sat and I said, what's going on with this human being? Or he's one of those babies that when you're trying to wean them, they don't want to be weaned, and it's later on that they'll start taking food, you know. And then when Estelle came to visit, we were eating wache. But that one day, when she puts the grains of wache in his mouth, he doesn't complain, he won't fight. He'll be taking it, he'll be accepting it. When you are eating your food and you put small in his mouth, he'll take it. But his own food, lie, no eat. So the last time I thought to myself, I was okay, maybe he's one of those babies that they don't like purees. They want the real food. And I said, okay, then I will start cooking his own food. So last week I made I cooked corned beef stew, and so I made his separate. His own. What did I do differently? So there was no pepper in his, and then I blended the green pepper, the green bell pepper, and the carrots. The carrots I already had cooked and blended one in the freezer, so I just added that. And then we cooked spaghetti. So we ate our corned beef stew with spaghetti. So what I did was that his also had a little fish powder in it. His stew had a little fish powder in it, and I added just a little corned beef. And then because of the salt content, so when we finished cooking our spaghetti, we put his aside and added more water and let it boil for a bit more so that it's very soft. And then I put it in a mashing bowl and I mashed it and then added the stew to it. And he ate a bit of it without making a fuss. Like it wasn't a fight like he usually is. When I said this boy will be fighting with you, it's serious. So he will be crying like World War VIII is about to begin. And he So we tried that, it worked. We made okra stew soup last week. And so I made his separate. The nanny made the okra stew, and then we made his separate, his own. Just of course didn't have salt, and it had fish powder. The nanny was like, the okra stew is not nice, and I said, Auntie, it's not supposed to taste like the adult one because there's no salt. You're saying that because there's no salt in it, and we can't put salt in his food just yet. So I had to explain it to her. So it's not like next time I tell her to make it, then she'll be sneaking salt inside. That one he didn't eat it, the banku. So that day we ate banku. He just didn't eat it. So we'll try again another time. Yesterday, yesterday, it was time for me to dish Seram's food. Seram said he wanted to eat, so it was rice and kontomire. I dished this rice and kontomire, and as I was standing there mixing it, I was holding Kuku, and he was staring at the food, and he was like as if he wanted to get the food. So I scooped some into his mouth. He ate it, no wahala. Scooped some more. So I took the very soft part of the rice and I put it in his bowl, and I took his spoon and I mixed it with I didn't take too much of the kontomire because once again the salt and the pepper. Efo ate all low. He ate all. And when Seram came for his food and sat on his chair, and I left Kuku on the floor, Kuku was clamoring for Seram's food. So Seram was upset. And some of the rice had fallen like on Seram's chair, the way he was sitting, and on the ground, Kuku was just clamoring. And he was trying to grab the bowl from Seram's hand. And so then when some of the rice pours out, then he tries to grab it and put it in his mouth. I said, hey, Kuku, this is what you're bringing to this house. So your own food, you don't want to eat it. I'm just apprehensive about giving ours to him as it is because of the salt content, you know. And then pepper, because this house we eat pepper. So even for baby food, me, I saw a small pepper so that you get used to the pepper, like really, really tiny, like just let it just hit your tongue, you know, so that it's like your body is adjusting to the pepper. That this house we eat pepper, because no child of mine will grow up and say I don't eat pepper. Who is going to cook separately for you? Nobody. You manage it like that with a glass of water or 2 bottles of water. You're not reducing pepper content in this house. Thank you. So that's my wahala with weaning this boy. Yeah, he was fighting with the condo porridge, but yesterday when we went to church and I was feeding it to him, he ate it without fasting. The only thing I realized that maybe he would take 2 or 3 spoonfuls and then he will focus on watching these little children play or whatever, and if you try to feed him, he'll turn his head. But when he's ready, he would accept it. So listen, honestly, he is confusing me. He is really confusing me as to what he wants in this life. But as for the milk, he still drinks it. I still breastfeed him generally at night, not during the day. Generally throughout the night I breastfeed him, or sometimes Richie bottle feeds him, so it's like we share it in the night. What again, he loves smiling and not a lot. He's such a smiley baby. And this boy loves fun. When you say cuckoo what, then he'll be smiling. Cuckoo too. Cuckoo no size. Hey. I don't even know how he recognizes that those are fans. Like the way he reacts when I start doing that is so amusing and funny to watch. And he loves to watch Seram. Like his eyes can follow Seram up and down the room, monitoring him. Like I'm like, it's like you can see he can't wait to be able to just be following him and running up and down. And the way Seram has been behaving, oh dear God, like I'm not even looking forward to it. But Kuku is strong, like from the time he was born. I remember I'm not saying that this boy is strong, and like he has such a firm grip from as of a newborn baby to now. Like when you put him on the mat in the living room, next you know he's tearing the thing. I'm like, how are you even getting strength to tear this thing? And then he's trying to stuff it in his mouth. But I like the fact that if he's cranky, sometimes he be cranky or just tired of being alone, and Sarah will get home from school and then he will suddenly stop. Like they'll be on the mat and then they'll be playing, you know, like he has whatever is in front of him and he's just trying to discover it, and Sarah is also playing and talking to him, so he's actually calm for a longer period of time. It's actually really nice to observe and to watch. He makes noises, babbling and whatnot. You know that thing that they say, blowing raspberries, that thing I can't do it myself, like that thing. Sarah used to do it a lot, but I haven't heard Cookie do it yet. But he just does a lot of, let's just say, he's babbling. He babbles a lot, and then he also recognizes familiar faces. So me, the nanny, his dad, Sarah, like we are the primary human beings revolving around him. His little world, his little kingdom. We are his attendants. So he recognizes us. I really love how he smiles a lot. Yeah, that's about it with our 7 months updates. Thank you guys for going along with us through this journey. We are still going. I'll bring you an update on how the food, the feeding and the food is going. Hopefully it's he adjusts his life to conform with his family, because I cannot can. Okay, if you have any winning tips, please share them with me. And also check out Taste and Bloom. I'll leave a link to her YouTube channel in the description box. If you're also at the winning stage and you are looking for ideas to feed your little human, go and check out her page. She will give you lots of ideas, healthy Ghanaian meal ideas for your babies and your toddlers. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.